Hey, it's Kat at Cattails TV. I'm at the beach. My voice is still a little, I don't know what you call it, froggy. I've been getting over the change in the weather. It got cold and now it's really hot. I mean, it's warm. I like it hot, but my friend said that that's what's going on with the change in temperature is causing a lot of havoc on the body situation. Anyway, but it's been cold and I've worked a lot. I've been under a lot of, stress like most Americans, dealing with the election and all the other shit. But I wanted to talk about that Brian Thompson situation,
You see the guy that's climbing the rope?
which is amazing. Because the conversation about healthcare is at a peak, and I'm learning stuff that I didn't know. And I just remember so many times talking to my mom and not understanding like co-pays and primary insurer and secondary tier and all the bullshit. I just didn't understand it. But it comes down to the medical field is for profit, not necessarily for healthcare. So there's a lot of people who are paying high premiums and they're finding out that they don't have the coverage for certain things like nausea medication if you're going through chemo, or not getting a mammogram, or being forced to get a mammogram when you've already had a mastectomy. All kinds of games these people play in order to save money. So getting back to Brian Thompson, first off, I want to say, we don't know what the truth is. All of the truth. But I will tell you this, because I noticed a lot of people didn't actually do further research. And of course, the mainstream media, whichever one you want, whether it be Fox or MSNBC, they're not giving you the real backstory. One of the things that's very, very interesting is Brian Thompson and that healthcare group that he was the head of was being under investigation by the DOJ, not only for denying coverage, but there was an alleged stealing of pension funds from the Hollywood firefighters. So I don't know if they mean Hollywood, California, or Hollywood, Florida, because there's a Hollywood, Florida, believe it or not. But they were stealing money from the pension funds of firefighters. It's a long history of weird people stealing money from pensions. By the way, Ghislaine Maxwell's father, Robert Maxwell, he was accused of stealing pension funds from, I think, the company that he ran. And he ended up allegedly falling off a boat. So I think what this might be is actually a hit job. Because I was listening to so many different podcasts earlier today, but one of the things that was coming out was Brian Thompson and some of his close associates, they took out, they sold their stock. So there was inside trading going on, and I think his stock was worth like $100 million, and he was making like $10.2 million a year. $10 million, and I don't know what that 2.2 is. That's a 200,000. I don't know. But regardless of which, he was making a hell of a lot of money. But he sold stock, which is like upwardly, I think, over 100 million. And the stockholders didn't know that the company was under investigation. He hid that. So once that came out, they lost a lot of money. I don't want to lie. I don't know if they lost I want to say $1 billion, but I don't want to lie. They lost a lot of money, let's just say that. And the reason why I bring all this up is it might have been a hit. It might have been a hit, not by some disgruntled insurance denied person, but it might have been a hit by the stock owners. You see where I'm going? Because imagine a CEO that you knew held information about a huge investigation, held that information from you, and then you found out and the stock prices tanked because you lied to the investors. So the people above him and the people above those people, they're going to want revenge. You know what I'm saying? It's not just the mom and pops and the grandmas that have been cut off and not being able to pay their insurance premiums or their hospital costs, and they've gone broke, in debt, or dead. It's not necessarily those people. It might be the company. They might have put a hit on his ass. And what makes it also interesting is that, if I'm not mistaken, the company has an insurance plan on Brian Thompson. And after a certain amount of time, they can cash in that insurance plan if he dies, right? And it's all worth a lot of money because he's a CEO. So what's fascinating about this is that, and I haven't even got to the shooter, which the dude's fine. Oh, and another funny, weird coincidence, I've stayed at that hostel. I knew, once I saw the picture of him smiling, there was a round little couch. And I remembered, I'm like, holy shit, that's the lobby of the High Hostel in New York City. And I stayed there, I believe it was either 2018 or 2019 when I was filming Jeffrey Epstein's story, and also Wendy Williams and all the other shit I was doing with West Side Story. I was covering so many great stories in New York. But one of the places I stayed was at the High Hostel. And by the way, High Hostel is one of the best hostels chains in I would say the world, because most of the hostels in New York suck. But that's a whole nother story. But let's just get back to the some people are saying he looks like Jake Gyllenhaal, whatever the hell his name is. Actually, the guy's chin is better. It's more chiseled. When I saw his picture and his smile, the he's gorgeous, right? And I'm not even talking about the responses from the people online. It's been crazy. It's been funny. But allegedly, he took down his face mask because he was flirting with the girl behind the desk. The girl behind the desk is very, very clever, because she supposedly told him, oh, take down your mask so I can see you smile. And of course, there's cameras. When you check into the High Hostel, there's cameras, because you're staying in rooms sometimes in dorms with a bunch of different people, and they want to know who's coming in and out. So that was very clever on her part. But the other videos or pictures they showed of him, of course, his mask is up. So I don't know. I felt, looking at that guy, because it seemed like he had two different backpacks. If the pictures that the Crime Stoppers of New York police put out are true, if it's the same person, at one point he had a black military type backpack, and then when he did the shooting, he had a different backpack. It was very fashionable. It was like cream color and it had different tones to it. And I thought, that's a very odd thing to be using if you're going to kill somebody. But and also, his jacket, it seemed to have little label, like the name of the brand close to some of the pocket area. If I was seeing it correctly, I mean, it wasn't a clear shot, but I just noticed that two different backpacks, but definitely the one when he did the shooting, that was like, it had cream color and different tones to it. And I was like, wow, that dude's a fashionista. But also in the manner in which he shot the Brian Thompson, There's several things going on. There was a van parked there with its lights on. It didn't even move, but it was obviously somebody was there. And then there was another car that drove by right around the time of the shooting. Plus there was a short, large woman who ran and actually saw the shooter. But the amount of coolness that guy had, I don't know if he was a pro, if he played a lot of video games, but he shot the guy in the fucking foot first, the right foot. Brian Thompson, was falling to his knees, and then he shot the guy in the back. At least, I don't know if he shot him twice in the back, but what I'm trying to say is the guy was cool, calm, and collected and didn't give a fuck. But he did it right in front of the hotel where they were having a meeting for the company, and it may have been for the investors. And I guess Brian, one of his jobs was to talk to the investors and let them know what's going on. So I would think that this isn't as simple as, his grandmother was ill and she passed away and this guy decided to shoot him. I think it might have been done by the company or the people above the company, the stock owners, who were pissed that he cost him so much money. I think he cost him way over $100 million. But also, his job was denied coverage of people who paid their premium. And this is causing a whole interesting discussion about what the fuck is wrong with America and our healthcare system, and it's privatized and it's for profit, and people are suffering and dying, and most people, they can't afford to pay if they get sick. Even me, by the way. And then even if you have some Medicare, Medicaid, whatever, you have access to some of the worst doctors. Some of them aren't even board certified, and some of them are far away. And if you have a job, or if you don't have a car, or you have to take the bus, you're literally risking your life to go to see a doctor. So it's crazy. The system has to change. But I can say one positive thing out of this whole thing is that the discussion is on the table. People are telling their stories, and that's important. So sometimes a bad thing happens and something good comes out of it, because America is failing. You can't say you're the best company. It is a company. It's the United States of companies, of corporations. It's not by the people for the people. It's for the rich. It's obvious. And meanwhile, Trump and Elonia and all those motherfuckers are laughing that they're gonna cut Medicare or Obamacare, and also, or destroy it, and then cut people's Social Security, and cut veterans' benefits. I just want to say a lot of veterans have guns. These people are so mentally ill that they don't realize there's going to be consequences. I don't think people are just going to lay down and allow themselves to be raped and killed by being denied care. I think we've had enough. So regardless of the election and allegedly Trump winning by cheating, it might be, in the big picture, a very interesting thing, because it's going to teach people, when you vote for a rapist, a racist, and allow a South African who got rich partly because of apartheid, living in South Africa and then moving to Canada, having the access to move to Canada, and then illegally coming into America, and then buying an election for over $250 million. Elon Musk spent over $250 million on buying that election. When the masses understand that, and also the fake websites that made people distrust Kamala. When people start putting all the pieces together, they're going to realize the revolution is now. This is Cat at Cattails TV at the beautiful beach. I'll give you a picture real quick. Can you see all that? Oh shit, I just hit my sword. Yeah. It's an interesting time, no matter what happens. Very interesting. 24 has been one of the wildest years ever. No Diddy. Bye.